Okay, hello from Durban. We're here with Ambassador Goosby to talk about the successes of PEPFAR over the last 8 years. But we wanted to start out by talking about the epidemic at the beginning. Ambassador Goosby, talk about your experience at the beginning of the epidemic.
Well, thanks, Ambassador Birx. It's a pleasure to be here with you. You know, in 1981, the AIDS epidemic began to percolate up in the developed world. But it had already been churning in the developing setting for many years, back into the mid to late 70s, that there's clear evidence of patients that were coming into the medical system who had HIV but were not diagnosed at the time.
So we're in the U.S. government booth at Durban, really celebrating 35 years of U.S. government leadership within HIV/AIDS. And you can see we have these magic walls that really talk about each of the events in a timeline, from the community perspective and advocacy and activism to the political leadership to the scientific advances. And now we're going to go around the outside of the booth to really talk about political leadership.
At the time, in the early 90s, the domestic focus predominated in the administration's discussions. There was a intense focus on trying to respond to what at that time had not been fully defined in terms of the extent of the problem or the disease burden.
So beginning in 2001, Congresswoman Lee, along with the Congressional Black Caucus, wrote to President Bush about the depth and breadth of the epidemic in sub-Saharan Africa. In addition, Senator Frisk and Senator Kerry wrote a bill for the first time increasing our expenditures to sub-Saharan Africa to combat HIV/AIDS. And together, those resulted in President Bush's announcement in 2003 at the State of the Union about PEPFAR, the President's Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief, at a time when there were less than 50,000 individuals in sub-Saharan Africa on treatment. This PEPFAR initiative, originally $15 billion, was expanded by President Obama under Secretary Clinton and Secretary Kerry to a $70 billion initiative. And through their contributions of gender-based violence focus and key population focus, not only did we achieve the goals of more treatment and more prevention and prevention of mother-to-child transmission, but as we walk around the other side and we talk about how we are going to achieve President Obama's vision for an AIDS-free generation, you can see the progress that PEPFAR has made over the last 8 years.
Here we can see a table that gives us a reflection of the last 8 years of PEPFAR expansion.
And next we're going to travel to the Dreams booth so you can see the new initiative in preventing new infections in young women. We have launched the Dreams Initiative, launched by President Obama and Secretary Kerry, really bringing together the knowledge base of the first part of the administration and the issues that young women are facing with some solution-based programming, standing for determined, resilient, empowered, AIDS-free, mentored, and safe young women. And we're very excited about this $385 million initiative. And so hopefully you've gotten a sense of the American leadership that has led to an incredible impact through PEPFAR and us building on each other from the blueprint of Secretary Clinton to Secretary Kerry's PEPFAR 3.0, just building out till we become a program with this level of impact in prevention, impact in treatment, and resulting in the chance to create an AIDS-free generation as President Obama said we could.